All right, shalom and salam to again, family. Your brother Yohannis Wolde-Immanuel here, Ras Tafari Renaissance.com. And I really just wanted to take a moment, to really just send a shout outs to, all of our sister and, continuing to put in that work, wherever, in whatever forms and definitely through, the many avenues that they've continued, to learn and grow. It's been beautiful, especially amongst the community, is sharing and definitely growing on the Blog Talk Radio from, of course, extension project from RastafariGroundation.com. So ones just be sure to check out, our many podcasts as there are. I'm not even sure of the number at this moment, but I have to recheck it again fully and really bring it forward. But just so many podcasts and broadcasts that we brought forward on the Blog Talk Radio. The link, of course, is blogtalkradio.com/discipleship radio. Radio is spelled with a 0 in place of the O at the end of radio, so be sure to specify that when ones are searching it out. And just spending about, I would say, a span of maybe 2.5 years or so on the Blog Talk Radio, just well received, from many of INI supporters. Many of the brothers and sisters continuing to come forward and, just continuing to, build themselves up as well as the family as we continue to, just find more ways not only to support each other, but, build ourselves up individually as well as the collective. And just big up to the sisters. The sisters have really come, a long way since the podcast has begun, and really bringing forward a lot of interesting topics, themes and subjects for us to continue to, expound upon, and really focus on more, just many, topics that are continuing to come up, especially among Rastafari and those of Hebrew thinking or Hebrew like-minded thinking peoples. And it really has been, just a very interesting journey, dealing, with so many subjects and finding ways to solve many problems, or at least begin turning the wheels to solve those problems. And we just big up, all of our sistren, who come forward, and the main podcast or broadcast for the sister usually comes forward in the Woman's Wednesday, and it just been a lot of interesting themes to come forward, and the sisters have not disappointed, in continuing to just build on that foundation that has been laid. And I can't say enough about how wonderful the sistren have been coming along, and definitely supporting each and every one of each other, to the point that, more sisters continue to come in, very slowly but surely, but it really is, a steady growth amongst the sisters to continue to move forward, in their works. So I really am thankful, not only just as, a brother who's a part of the initial starting of this platform, but really just so much appreciative of the sisters, being very receptive, to the message and continuing to push that message forward. And so we also definitely want to shout out, another sister. We definitely would like to have this sister definitely join our broadcasts, and hopefully we can get maybe an interview or two from the sister, just to expound on many more subjects, as many of her themes definitely align to many of ours, especially on Rastafari Groundation and amongst the sisters of, I and I own receptive community. A sister Ayla Adis, a big up sister. That sister's been, she's been at it for a while now. I really can't tell you when the first time I actually started to see most of the sisters' posts. Not only from her own site, which is at Rasta Wife Line. It's a link on RastafariRenaissance.com. Be sure to check the sister out there. And big up to her king man, her children, just a beautiful family. But the sister just continues to push forward relentlessly in her pursuits. And we just have to, tilt our hat, so to speak, to the sister, and would love to, incorporate that sister, within I and I own family. So just a shout out to the sister, if the I ever needs anything, just reach out to the family, of course, here at the Lion of Judah Society, as well as Ras Tafari Renaissance. All of our sister and brother sites here over on this, and sister, and just a big up to the sister. And if I'm not mistaken, the sister also hails from the Caribbean. I'm not sure if it was Trinidad or Jamaica, so to speak, but I'm more leaning toward Trinidad. I have to do a little more research on that again. But again, just a big up to Sister Ayla Adis, and be sure to check out that sister not only on Rasta Wifeline blog, but of course on her YouTube page as well. And the sister, of course, has many other works. I think that the sister also does a bit of knitting and more crocheting, a lot of the the hemp products, and definitely a sister who is very ital, very prestigious, and very diligent in her work. Not only as a Rastafari Ethiopian Hebrew woman, but of course as just a woman. Period. Just being a beautiful wife, mother, and sister, just amongst the family. I'm very proud to big up this sister, along with all of the rest of I and I sister, like sisters, Sister Salamawit, of course, a very eloquent sister, Sister Aide, Sister Emmanuel, Sister Mary Rose Israel, Sister Ruhama, big up Sister Aisha. I can go on and on, about all of I and I sisters, and from such a time, ones and ones have definitely misinterpreted, what Rastafari represents, especially when in conjoined to the sisters. They are definitely taking an outside look in, tend to look at our Rastafari as more so, or at least many of the brothers, especially from the times of old. And even our Wyndham Rebbe Rasiadino said that 1970s Rasta. I think that's a beautiful coin that the brother put together, because it was just a stage of growth. It was a time and period where the brothers really had to learn more about not only themselves, but the receptance of the sisters, and really being able to deal with your sister, or your sister wife, your mother, your cousin, or your female cousins, or your female relatives, in a way that was really progressive in a moment, but not so much in the progressive way in which so much of the world does, because it seems to be most times very ill-intended. Much of the the progressive or pseudo progressive works that they tend to bring forward. I mean, we could speak on many of these topics in different avenues, but I'm really trying to stay focused more so on just bigging up I and I sisters for this moment. But for ones and ones really wanting to hear a little bit more about I and I's opinion, especially just here on YouTube of Lidj Yefdi, and just getting into those topics more, we'll really have to expound on that in another video. But sticking to the topic and really just bigging up I and I sisters again, I have to shout out Sister Salamawit and Sister Emmanuel, of course, spearheading another project in which ones and ones have started another blog, of course. I have to incorporate that blog as well, of the Rastafari Daughters of Zion blog on WordPress. So big up to the sisters again, another strive forward. Of course, I'm pretty sure the Sister Mary Rose Israel had a very big helping hand in that as well. And just again, a big up to Sister Mary Rose Israel, responding so promptly to I and I brother, of course, Ras Mikael, or Negu Samlak, as ones may know him from Rastafari Rising. We will also be, re-recording a lot of the brother's older podcasts from his older show. More so, there was a TV program that the brother actually put together and had many guests, especially even the sister who heads up the Ethiopian World Federation. So just a big up to the sisters, all over Rastafari, worldwide, sisters, just continuing to push this movement forward, in whatever way, shape, form, and fashion that they can, and are able and willing, to come forward and, just continuously give, and we just want to make sure that we took this time out to, give that attention and give that recognition to our sisters, just for their works and, their continued love and their labor of love, of course, to this community and its potential growth. So, again, so much more to come, my brothers and sisters. I thank all of the eyes so much again for all of the support, just the continued, valiance coming from all of the family as I continue to bring forward these messages and, continue to spread the word about much of I brothers and sisters' works. We give so much thanks as always. Be sure to check us out on blogtalkradio.com, on Discipleship Radio. And, of course, we'll be back posting as well as always on Ras Tafari Renaissance for every Shabbat, and our incremental write-ups, especially on RastafariRenaissance.com. And you'll definitely continue to hear more messages here, with so much more to come here on YouTube with the channel handle Lidj Yefdi, Lidj space Yefdi. And this is your brother Yohannis Wolde-Immanuel signing out. Shalom and assalamta.